Now, the rest of the story.
Okay, after another inch of rain last night, the valley still isn't made, so positive thoughts. I only really need to get enough off of what I can salvage to feed the cows this winter, no big deal. And one of our probably bigger projects that need to be done this year, summer, whatever, before we got into harvest, was this job. The stirrator augers. We had to go get the scaffolding from the local supply store. Be able to take these out because there's no way I am hanging Superman off of a ladder to try to unhook everything. Oh man. Yeah, see, if you hurt him, I'm going to be very upset. Okay, so put you up. I don't think Dad will mind we put you on his coat. These stirrators were new back in 2000. Do we redo these in 17? We replaced them once already, so this is our second time replacing them. And in season, we had to replace the most outer auger towards the wall of the bin. And what ultimately was happening is, you can see down here, all the flighting is pretty well gone down to the point where there's nothing there. The third auger that we ended up replacing last year in season, it was completely gone. Like there was nothing there to pull grain up whatsoever. And I think a product of that is when we were getting those years of down corn, we were putting in corn that was down, had a little bit of dirt in it, and that just acted like sandpaper to the flighting. So really isn't that much terrible of a job, other than I'm not a huge fan of heights. I don't mind climbing those things, but I got a truss that's holding me up, and 20 feet in the air and scaffolding isn't a whole lot of fun. Well, I think it's, well, yeah, it's probably pretty close to 20 feet in the air. What happens is when the augers are turning, see, the flighting is actually pretty decent down here, so you get this section of the auger is actually trying to pull grain up, but then you get up to a section where there's no flighting and it's not actually pulling the grain away from the corn right here. So this acts like an anchor, because then above it you can see the higher end of the flighting. We're starting to get to where it's still fairly new yet. That'll still pull the grain up, but then you got a void where it's basically a boat anchor, because it's pulling the augers down, Ruby, but it's not allowing it to actually pull itself through the corn. And like the issue we have with that third one, it literally would not allow the stirrator to turn around the bin. It wouldn't allow the augers to gradually progress through the corn. So as the motor is trying to pull the whole arm around the bin, you get that one auger that is just, it's supposed to be straight down. It's got the sensors on it that stops it so the augers aren't tilted back too far. Well, the problem is then when it's constantly prying back, it's not telling it to progress at all. So all we got to do, and granted, I was trying to get this done last night. We're moving the pulley, new bearings. We did go through and put new bearings on them, which looks like Ryan greased this, but I forgot to tell him that we're replacing these holders are for greasable bearings, and we actually opted for greaseless. So really doesn't need that. And we got to replace the other paddle over to here. This is a different style shaft, whatever, auger, versus what we have replaced it with. That is more what was supposed to be in it from the factory. These are, I think they're almost a little bit heavier, and these are actually meant to go in like a Sioux cup or a Sioux. They're universal. You can put them in whatever you really need to. The only difference is that you have to cut off the bottom, Ruby, and you can see right here, there's so much you have to take off to make sure you have clearance for your power sweeps. On the bottom of these, leave them alone. I don't know if you can't see it because I don't have my light, but there's some green on these augers. From what I was told is if we had a soak-up bin, a stirrator and a soak-up bin, we would actually have to cut it clear up here, and then you have to weld it so the flighting doesn't unravel itself. But I already did that because down through here where I cut off, it was actually spray painted blue. So Lucy, the kiddos are in the house. So Lucy, you say hi.
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 Pink dinosaur.
Oh, you got a pink dinosaur. Ah. Ah. This is my niece, if you guys haven't seen her. But we're going to go through, and this is going to be the big project for today. And I'd like to get the combine on the bean head yet also, because I was told that, oh, the next time it dries, we should be combining beans, but I got 100 acres of hay that I have to try to salvage. So one thing at a time. Definitely lucky for being on the tail end of my fence line feeder project. I should come up with an official name for it. I got through, everything is photogenically set up. So we went through, we hung up, we got the hinges put on this post here, kind of like I wanted. Zoom out, that's probably better. This post doesn't have any support other than what it has going into the ground, so essentially it's not doing much of anything because the ground is soft from an infinite amount of rain in the last couple days, weeks. I'm not quite worried about that because when we go up here, I already got this post lagged in. All I got to do is drill that out and lag that guy up, and I'll be done drilling concrete. I have a spare, which I'm perfectly fine with. I got to go through and decide how I'm going to secure these gates to these posts, because I do have to, at least, I'm probably going to have to probably bolt, or however I decide to put a leg sticking out to set these gates on. I mean, the boards are there just for more or less eyeing everything up so I can get it like squared up and at least to where I'm happy with it. And I really wanted both ends of the gate to line up on the face of my post here, my upright, so it's gonna be pretty secure. Over here, this is the last real issue I had, is deciding how I was gonna hang this gate, because the hinges, these two hinges which come with the gate, I'm getting rid of them. I gotta torch out the fixed hinge on this guy because it's in the way, but it's no consequence because this guy's planning on having this gate here for very much time. And what I'm looking like I'm gonna do, it'd be kind of neat if I could reuse these. I bet I could. I'm gonna put these hinges through here so I have 2 points to cinch down on, you know, more stable rather than just trying to put it through the face here. And I'm trying to line it up so the hinges are going to hang out this way, and I'd like to have it out enough, which I think I'm asking for too much, where I could actually hang it out far enough where I could actually open this gate up 180 degrees so I can chain it shut, or I could open it up all the way, which maybe with the concrete the way it lays, maybe I can't do that, and actually lay it back flush with this guy and then chain it up and secure it up so I'm not putting any undue stress on my posts. This guy is just chained up in there for effect, but once I get this lagged in, all I got to do is torch 2 holes there, 2 holes, maybe 1 hole there, and hang the gates. I might have to torch, until I decide what I want to do there and right here to hang these up. Man, I hate to sound cheap on it, but I actually could almost get away with just putting chains on it like we did over here, and just having it chained high enough where the chain's actually keeping it off the ground. That sounds like a cheap way out, but that's probably what's going to happen, because harvest is right around the corner. I need to go through and ted out all of my salvage hay at this point and try to get that made. So the next update on this, I'm done giving you updates on this. It's the next time you see it, it'll be done. So see you in a bit.